Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for another Filmmaker interview. I'm your host, Sophia Lucia Parola. From March 27th through March 30th, you can come to the 23rd Annual Garden State Film Festival back in Asbury Park, New Jersey and Cranford, New Jersey. We got an awesome lineup this year. You can check out all of the films at gsff.org. We got plenty of films from different countries, all music videos, pilots, web series, animations, lots of good stuff. So definitely check it out and get any tickets on gsff.org. And one of the projects you can check out is a pilot called BUZZKILL. Here to talk with me about the pilot are the amazing people who were involved in making it and some of the cast. Got some double hats in the room, triple hats, a bunch of hats. I'm really looking forward to talking to you all. Congratulations for making BUZZKILL and getting accepted to Garden State Film Festival.
Thank you.
Yes, so before we get started, I'd love just to hear everybody introduce themselves and tell us your titles in the pilot.
Well, my name is Peter Plano, and I am a co-writer, co-producer, and also an actor in BUZZKILL.
Thank you.
My name is Alexander Pollack. I was the director of BUZZKILL.
Hi, I'm Fred Strapel. I'm one of the writers of BUZZKILL.
Joanna Keelock, one of the writers and actors in BUZZKILL.
And I'm Roberta Cooper, and I was the line producer with the team on BUZZKILL.
Beautiful. Well, thank you all. First question, as always, is tell us about the pilot. Tell us about BUZZKILL. What will audiences can see when they come to Garden State Film Festival?
Okay, well, BUZZKILL is about this guy. His name is Patrick Delaney. He lives in New York City. He's about in his mid-40s, and he's had some aspirations and dreams in his life that didn't come to fruition. He sort of has a Peter Pan syndrome, and he's an actor working at black box theaters in Manhattan and working in a restaurant, and also involved in a lot of like, let's say, going out and to bars and stuff. He involved in a bit of debauchery, and he's kind of scratching and clawing his way to the lower half of the middle in his life, and he's not, things aren't going as splendidly as he wants. And one day his sister Jessie gives him a call to tell him that their mom has had a heart attack in Connecticut, and I'll just leave it at that because then the rest ensues.
You got to come to the festival to see the rest. Well, I think that is a pretty relatable, maybe not the Colin, hopefully not everyone relates to that, but just the struggling actor, maybe not having your dreams pan out to how you wanted it to, can relate to that. I want to ask the inspiration. I know three of you in the room were the writers. So how did we all co-write this together, and what was the inspiration behind it?
Do you want me to take that first? Well, I started off by just kind of, okay. I started off tinkering around with the idea. It's kind of loosely based on me and being an actor and working in restaurants for many years. And also there was a time where I, in my younger days, went out and had a lot of fun. Let's just put it that way. And it worked to my detriment to a certain degree. And then I got my act together in real life, but in Patrick's life, he hasn't done that as of yet. If he does at all, we'll see. So I just started writing things based on events in my own past. And when I started, Joanna joined me, who is a friend of mine, someone I've acted with for many years. Joanna Keelock, she joined me in writing it, and then Fred came on later, and then it went from sort of autobiographical and snowballed into like pretty much full-on fiction. It kind of snowballed into just like all different areas and became very interesting.
Yeah, Joanna and Fred, I'd love to hear from you too, because I know it's different, having an idea and writing it, but then kind of hopping onto someone else's idea and helping write it and doing that all together. What was that like for you guys, and why did you want to kind of be a part of this project and put some of your ideas in there?
Yeah. Well, Joanna came in first, so Joanna, you were the
Right.
second person in there.
Well, Peter was telling me about his ideas for the script, and I thought it sounded great. And we started just talking through stories, talking through different moments, talking through, you know, some of the ideas Peter had, and came up with dialogue, and just it started just rolling from there. We got very excited, and it moved pretty quickly. And then Fred joined us.
Yeah, because I'm a writer, so I love
That's
working
right.
on somebody else's scripts and taking them apart. And Joanna and Peter and I have been working together since the 90s, so we go way back, and we've done a lot of stuff together. So I kind of know exactly what their voices are like when you're writing for them. And so and yeah, interestingly, sometimes I was writing it because they wrote their own dialogue, and I said, that doesn't sound like you.
Oh.
So
Wow. So, Joanna, you knew you were going to play Jesse while you were writing, and did you guys get to write for yourselves?
Yes, and yes,
Fred
and I think Fred has a good point there. I think there were times where he walked in and just cleared some of my dialogue out, put his dialogue in, and it did sound more like Jesse. And he's right.
Ooh, and so you guys have been working together since the 90s. That's so awesome, and props to
A
you
long
guys for
time.
not like, it's easy to lose touch with people or not want to work with them ever again. Let's just say.
Right.
Alex, when did you join the project, and what attracted you to become the director of this?
So I joined the project. I've been working with Peter for about maybe 3-4 months before I joined the project on another film that I cast him on, and he asked me, based off the way that we worked together on the first film, if I would direct BUZZKILL, which I jumped at the opportunity to do. And I've known Fred basically my whole life. I grew up, our families are very close, so I grew up seeing Fred a lot at like Christmas Eve because his mother. So I've known Fred and Peter. I met Peter through Fred's brother-in-law. So so really, when Peter asked me to do it, I was really happy to do it because it was my second project that I'd worked on. I was kind of fresh out of college. It was one project rolled into another project.
Oh, and was this the first project that you were directing that Peter was a part of? Was that, or other projects you worked on, was it similar to this one? Because I know it was a pretty big ensemble, especially that one scene. It's a lot going on. It reminded me a lot of theater too.
The tone was completely different. That one is a noir mystery movie, but actually, funny enough, it's also an ensemble picture. So I had experience working with like 5-6 different actors in one scene together. So I took basically what I learned on that film and brought it over to this film, and it was kind of similar. Actually, half the cast basically was pulled from that film. Chris, who plays Adam in the film, Andy, who plays Uncle Nicky, Peter, of course, Al Dubinsky, it plays the agent in the film in the beginning. So all of those guys were pulled from my first film. So we kind of brought people from that film, and then people that Peter had been working with, and Peter and Joanna and Fred have known for years, and we kind of merged the two. So
very cool. So similar actor-director dynamic. The rapport was already developed a little bit.
Yeah.
Roberta, talk to me about you joining the production. I know that you were credited as line producer, but I got a little inside scoop that you wore many hats on set. You did a lot. So what was your part in this production, and how was it for you?
It was a blast. Such a great group of people, so organized. Peter keeps a really calm approach to what he's doing, and he asked me to come on board just to be mostly like a little bit of creative consultant at first, and then he's like, Al and Alex need a little hand on set. I'm like, I'm in. I love the film medium. So I was a little bit of script continuity, script supervisor, and I did some behind the scenes, just making sure the actors were fed and taken care of. Just anything and everywhere, whatever was needed, I was there to try to give a hand.
Right.
It was a lot of fun.
I'm glad that was fun because that's crucial on set, and you guys got a big cast, lots of people. So
Great group of people.
Talk to me about how you guys got. So some of the cast, obviously, they worked together before. What about our crew? Where did you guys find the DP? Alex, I don't know if you want to talk about that, or actually, no, you guys were all producers as well on this.
Well, the DP I found in the mirror. and then
Oh, you were DP on this too?
yeah, we're a very skeleton crew. I mean,
didn't know that.
I scored the film, I shot the film. Me and Peter edited the film together, and basically it was me as cinematographer and director on set. Al Dubinsky, he worked as he was sound, which is what he had done on my last film. He acted in the film, which he did on my last film, and then he also worked on lighting. And then Roberta was our third, our line producer, our continuity, helped me with lighting also. So very, everyone was wearing a lot of different hats.
Wow.
So that very much just the three of us as a crew.
I took some still shots too as we were filming at the
Mhm.
Wow,
house.
yeah, I gotta see it to believe it. No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome. I love small skeleton crews, and that's phenomenal. And it's so, like I said, like I'm a theater background. I really loved this scene, and it, like the chaos and the rapport you guys have with each other and the ensemble. What was it like filming it? Like you guys have worked together before, so I'm guessing that chemistry was already there. But how was filming this large scene, and how long did that take?
Well, I've been acting with Joanna. Is it okay for me to say, Joanna, how long we've been?
Yeah, of course.
Smart man.
We have been acting together since, I want to say, 1989. Does that
Mm.
sound? Yeah.
Mhm, very young.
We were super young. We were teens. We were child actors,
Yes.
and so we've worked together in a lot of productions, and we were even in a theater company after college, and then we were in New Haven, and then we were in a theater company in New York
Right.
with Fred Stroppel, and so we've been working together for a very, very long time. Also, Dan Sarnelli, who's in the film, who's in BUZZKILL, the pilot. He plays the media. I won't say who he plays because that'll give away the plot point. But he's an actor in it who is also from our college. And there's another woman named Teresa Rose who's also. I don't know. It's just a thing where we're lucky that we've been able to connect, to stay connected. Our kids grew up together. That kind of ages us a bit, I guess. And we're kind of fishing out of the same pond in a lot of ways artistically, because
Yeah.
we have such history together. And it's also fun. It's been a fun ride all these years working together. And this particular project was a lot of fun. It was just like people were just like very relaxed. Alex and Al are great to work with, and it's just like we all had a blast just doing every scene.
You could tell,
Yeah.
you could feel that. And you guys are all like extremely talented. I loved it. How long was the entire filming process for you guys? Especially like, I'm really curious. I know I keep harping on that scene because I love the ensemble pieces. How long was it entirely? And specifically was that shot in a day, that scene?
Well, the scene that you're talking about was shot over
Yeah.
2 days, over a weekend, and then how many? 7 days maybe
For the entire project.
because there was one. Yeah, there was one reshoot. It might have been
Yeah.
7 days. It's however many scenes there are plus two, basically, or plus one, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we had to
So,
wow. Or two because that scene is 2 days of shooting, which was very stressful. It was fun, but it was stressful just because if we didn't get to a certain point in the script by day one, we would have had to play a lot of catch up on day two. But thankfully, we got the point we needed to get to.
It was a strong dialogue piece. Definitely character, like you guys drove that. It was really good.
No.
We actually had a reshoot as
you.
well. We discovered, and I'm sure that a lot of people experience this when they're making things, that we come to find out that one of our scenes was just not technically. We had some problems with it, and then we had to go back months later and just reshoot the whole thing. So that took a bit of time too. It actually came out better than the first time. So we thought of it as a blessing.
Yep.
But it was like trial and error, like a lot
Right.
of us are, just kind of new at this whole thing, of film. We also come from a big theater background too.
I figured, yeah.
I've done some film, but I haven't produced anything before like this, or so it was like learning as we go in a lot of ways, and it was fun to learn and to to find out different things about the medium.
Alex, yeah, you wanted to add something?
Well, there's a funny story with the reshoot, Peter. If you don't mind, I'll tell a little bit of the story, like a kind of it. Now we work. We ever got really angry at each other and fighting about about lighting and all this stuff. The reason we had to go back and reshoot it, we had differences with what were created. We had creative differences that night, and we got into this big blow up for a little bit, and then Al goes outside to just for a little break, for a smoke break, and he's standing there, and a few minutes goes by before he realizes that his car is gone, and his car got towed.
Yeah,
And
his
he
Tesla.
wasn't sure if it was stolen or if it, but his car's stolen. He comes back and he's like, "Guys, my car's gone," and thankfully all the equipment was inside. But then we had to shoot his scene, so he had to act.
He was ready to go.
He was ready.
Character.
He used it
in the beginning of the bar. So we just had a fight. His car was towed, and then he had to act.
Wow.
So that was.
You always run into
happy with it. We were very happy with it the next day.
But actually, it turned out to be one of my favorite scenes in the whole film. Actually, so I think the pressure makes a diamond sometimes.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, speaking of favorite scenes or just favorite parts on set, I'd love to hear what everybody's. I mean, this was a lot going on in this pilot. What was everyone's favorite? I remember? I don't know when you filmed it, but try to think back. What was everyone's favorite part about this process?
Joanna?
I don't know.
Did you say Joanna?
Oh yeah.
Well, I think it was watching something that you've worked on come to life, and watching the actors that you kind of created speaking your lines or speaking Fred's line. It was wild to just watch it come to life, and it was a really, like Peter said before, it was really sort of a natural, easy process when we were filming. So I was glad for that, because it's always nerve-wracking meeting new people and getting together, but it really, once we were there, it just seemed very like we've all known each other for a long time, even the people who I hadn't known. So it was great.
My favorite parts were the lines that I wrote.
You're like, yep, I'm good.
Yeah.
Ours too, Fred. Ours too. The ones you wrote.
The honest and directiveness. Roberta, you were saying how fun it was. What were one of what'd you find most fun?
Well, I'm from a dance background, so I have to say that I think that weekend at Alex's house, where we did the intervention, we did a lot of work that weekend, and working in small spaces with people you don't know that well, and I'm used to that. And I really enjoyed just watching them capture each scene from all different angles and all different circumstances, and then doing like let's try that again, let's try that again, let's like a dance rehearsal, getting it, and then it just comes, and you never know exactly when that magic moment's going to be. So it's like the whole process is a magic moment.
I love that. I love that so much. Peter, you played Patrick, one of the leads. You had a lot to choose from.
I loved working on every scene. I think my favorite was the weekend. I will say that the family scene where everyone's involved. It was just a fun weekend, and just to be together. And we worked on it like in a consecutive order, so it felt like a bit like a play, like working on a play, not taking it out of order. And so I had a nice build to it, I think, and a nice energy to it. So I like working in that way too. It's like something, again, from the theater, it's like sometimes you do the last scene in the film first, and you do the first scene in the film last.
Yeah.
And, to find that place, to know where you are within the story, and to have it work for you as an actor. It's like it's just so I enjoyed that whole thing, that whole weekend together with all those other actors.
Alex, last but not least, what was your favorite thing?
Mine was actually the day that we went to Connecticut to shoot, which is basically the stuff on the train, the stuff in the car, and then pulling up into the driveway. was my favorite day, just because it was a very easy, relaxed, kind of felt like you're getting away from, at least for me, it felt like a day trip, which was nice because everything else was in the city, which is funny because the house that we shot in was my grandmother's house in Brooklyn. So once you, there's everything else. So up until that point, you're in Connecticut. When he gets to Connecticut, and then as soon as you walk in the house, it's my grandmother's house in Brooklyn. So it's.
Well, you think you're in
I was
Connecticut.
telling someone about that today, and they never would have. I was talking to someone who watched the film today, and they
Now you ruined it.
Be magic.
Yeah, now you ruined
All
it
right,
for
we
everybody.
expect it. The audience is always tricked in movies, right?
That was the twist.
Well, guys, I am telling you, I mean, I really loved the pilot. I think you're all phenomenal artists and actors. And I know I'm a theater background, so I think I kept harping on that scene because I got to say, I loved it from the beginning to the end. Really dynamic, great elements. Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us. I could talk to you guys all day. I had so many more questions, but
Hey, can I ask you one thing about the theater, though?
yeah.
Peter and Joanna are going to be performing in a play of mine on March 13th at the Chain.
Shout it out.
And it's called Kellyanne and George, and they're going to be playing Kellyanne and George Conway. So
And where is the theater? Well,
the Chain Theater is on West 36th Street.
ooh, break legs, guys. That's so awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
Thank
this will be
you.
up before March 13th. So everyone watching,
All
you can
right.
see that. And let me tell you how you can see BUZZKILL at Garden State Film Festival after that. It'll be playing Sunday, March 30th at the Jersey Shore Arts Center. The film block is 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. So definitely check it out. Will you all be joining us at the Garden State Film Festival this year?
I will.
I'll be there.
We will be there. Yes.
We'll be
Yes.
there.
We're
Yes.
looking forward to it.
Love
Be
it.
there.
Love
Yes,
to
we
hear that.
are.
Congratulations, guys, again. And thank you so much for taking time out to talk to me. I can't wait to see you at the festival.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Guys. See you at the festival. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Take care. Thanks.